assume you will kick us.
Felton and some of his happy friends are going to give us the word. The word about dunking. Donut dunking, that is. It's strictly from etiquette and all that, so listen closely. First, we see Happy himself fairly serene about the world in general and dunking in particular. However, his neighbor prefers the grab and bite style. Don't be afraid of the donut. It can't bite back. Of course, if you're not sure, go after it with two hands. According to the word from the Dunking Association conclave in New York, compounding a felony is the only thing that's taboo, along with spilling on the old lady's new tablecloth. Okay, so she hasn't got a tablecloth. For the swanky soiree, Happy recommends Injured Innocence, or the close-to-chest sneak. This is especially apt for fugitives from household justice, introverts, and Happy Felton, who makes dunking as exciting as taking candy away from baby. Shh, somebody's looking.
Do you think he'll show the board? Oh, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, and thank you for joining us as we have our weekly Illinois stream. Justin Abrahamson, guest commentator here, along with Frank Zhang. Derek Miller is playing tonight against Rizzo the Rat. And so Derek's the U.S. tonight, and Rizzo the USSR. Rizzo is already set up, so Derek going to pick his setup. Not much known about Rizzo the Rat. I think he spends most of his time with Gonzo. He's rated 443 in ITSR after just 2 games, so these Midwest games are all he's had. So Frank, glad to be here. Looking at Derek's hand, it doesn't look too good. What are your thoughts?
No, sir, it does not look that great at all. No 4-ups, no clear headline choice, and a purge would be especially painful is the first thought that I have.
Yeah, and I think CIA or Olympic is a fine headline. Okay, so CIA running it to Nasser, and okay, that's not a great hand either, but he does have D-stall.
Yes.
Just go Colombia and start the insanity, Derek. So, in all seriousness, where would you go? Normally I like to get out of Iran if I headline CIA AR1. Would seeing this hand change your mind on that, Frank?
I don't think so. I mean, if you don't get it out of Iran, what's your other priority? Actually go Colombia?
Yeah, Colombia. I mean,
That
you
seems
could
a
do
bit
it. It's a
insane.
little nuts. You could go Lebanon, which then frees up AI war and Suez a little bit. But I like just getting out of Iran. I'm fine with Afghanistan or Iraq. Either one's fine. Malaysia seems like it could wait till AR1. Okay. See, I think now D-stall in my hand, D-stall in Rizzo's hand. I think Rizzo should just coup Iran here. Derek knows he doesn't have Middle East scoring. But I just think Malaysia could have waited. What do you think, Frank?
I agree. Yeah, I think getting out of Iran was still priority number one.
Okay. So, we will see if Rizzo wants the coup with D-stall in hand, and perhaps even more importantly, Derek knowing that Rizzo's got D-stall. I think I would coup here rather than spread out in the Middle East, but we'll see what Rizzo wants to do. Would that be your play, Frank, as you take a coup of Iran, or do you like doing something like going Libya, Afghanistan?
Yeah, after a turn on Nasser headline, I do like Libya, Syria taking the instant dom. But yeah, with the CIA headline, opponent knows you're not scoring the Middle East. I'd like the Iran coup.
Yeah, and if you coup Iran, there's no way Derek's going to coup back. There's no way Derek's going to coup Egypt in response, I wouldn't think, and let DEFCON go to 3 like that. With D-stall known in Rizzo's hand. Okay. And Rizzo takes Iraq. A little confused by that. I would have taken Libya before that. but okay.
Yeah. Definitely going to spread out of Iran now. That seems good. Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
one
normally
France.
normally I like to go to Pakistan here, but I don't think you want to exchange coups in Pakistan with D stall known in Rizzo's hand. Second in South Korea is interesting. Normally in this situation, I like to try the war, hope it succeeds and take South Korea, and if it doesn't, let South Korea go to 2-1. I don't believe Rizzo has any four ops. Um, so that could be an interesting play. But is Korean War also eminently spaceable with this hand? What would you do here if you're Derek, Frank?
Yeah. So getting out of Iran for sure. I don't think I see myself going to Korea. I maybe just start filling France with the second op instead.
Yeah, we have UN and Rizzo has blockade. So UN and Suez certainly will be held for AR6. So we don't have to worry about triggering that. Yeah, filling France is fine. Taking Lebanon is fine because you're probably triggering AI war here. Now that he's put one in Korea, Frank's pretty much committing to not triggering the war. So you
Yeah,
probably
that's
want to
going to be the
space
space
AI
card.
war. Now, I guess I will mention it. If DEFCON stays high and Rizzo doesn't want to destall, you could see a 5-year plan event from Derek if we get late in the turn. I believe Derek has used 5-year plan to great effect to pull destall in a prior game. So we'll see if it works this time.
Yeah, if it gets to like a 33 or 50% chance to hit B-stall, it's
Yeah.
worth thinking about.
I would be in a much larger hurry to coup if I were Rizzo the Rat, but I'm not Rizzo the Rat.
Yeah, just so much less valuable now that they're spread into Afghanistan as well. Another influence play.
So this should be South Korea, maybe. Okay.
Washington, with the Far East the center of world anxiety, President Eisenhower
Okay, kind of force the issue on Afghanistan a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, if I were Derek, I mean, Derek could just take South Korea here, and then space the war later. He could take Pakistan.
Yeah, he could go hard into Pakistan too with the three op, try to
Yeah,
hang to it. I think I like just taking Korea. You already started.
yeah. Once you put that second one in Korea, you've kind of committed that to be your line of play. You can't trigger the war now because that flips over South Korea if you lose it. So you've committed to spacing that. Yeah, I like this play. I don't know if I loved this line of play in general, but I like this continuation from Derek.
Yep.
And now Rizzo can take Pakistan if he wants. And Derek could try a coup. We'll see. But I think Derek probably will want to keep DEFCON high as well because he doesn't want Rizzo to destall. So I think maybe we'll see Rizzo take Pakistan and then maybe we'll see Derek space Korean War. Although he doesn't want to get Iran realigned either. That's a consideration as well.
Yep.
But I think I'd just take Pakistan here if I'm Rizzo. Yep.
Yeah, Rizzo
It's
the
out there.
Rat's play seems to indicate he's a pacifist with a lack of cooing.
Yeah. Okay, so he takes Pakistan exactly as I would have. Derek responds by spacing, which I think is exactly what I would have done as well. Now Rizzo only 4 cards in hand. Still nobody with mill ops. Rizzo's got D-stall burning a hole in his pocket, and Derek might be thinking about 5-year plan. As I like to say sometimes in these situations, somebody coup something. Rizzo still hasn't spread into Libya, but Derek can't. Derek really doesn't want to coup with AI war without getting it to Lebanon first. You really don't want to take that 50-50 shot of being eliminated from the western half of the Middle East entirely.
Yeah, that goes back to your suggestion of getting into Lebanon much earlier in the turn, because with the slightly difficult hand Derek had to navigate, yeah, having the flexibility to do whatever with AI war would have been nice.
Yeah, and you could have spaced AI war and just triggered Korean war if we hadn't put that second in Korea. But could end up being a very valuable country. So I'm not saying it's the wrong play. It just makes his hand a little bit less flexible. But okay, what are you doing if you're Rizzo the Rat here? Are you going to take those Iran real lines? Derek knows you don't have the scoring. Are you going to coup Iran and get your mill ops?
Yeah,
Would
it's
you
about
install at
two or
DEFCON
three
5? That
ARs
seems
too late,
nuts.
but I think I'm still cooing Iran.
Yeah, I would have cooed Iran long ago, but better late than never. Okay, there's blockade. So now that frees up UN of Suez.
Yep. Derek's gonna lead off the coups, it looks like.
Yeah, he knows he's got to get his mill ops somewhere, and an Egypt coup is as good a play as any. 3 clears him out, um, because haven't spread out into Libya. Yeah, needs a 3 here, gets a 4. Okay, that makes AI war a lot more palatable.
Yep.
Now I suspect we'll see a coup back either there or in Iran. I'd probably take an Egypt coup, given that it's better odds and Iran is realignable at the moment. And then, because I don't think there's any way we're going to see D-stall here. So we'll see if Derek triggers 5-year plan at a 50-50, or if he hopes that Rizzo tries to hold it.
Yeah, Derek, of course, will know potentially both cards that Rizzo, well, he will know, so maybe the other card would be a good hit too, which makes 5-year plan even more appealing.
Okay. So the coup. So yeah, do you go Iran here or do you go Lebanon? I might go Lebanon. I think I prefer Lebanon because not only because it reduced the war modifier, but a loss on the war and then a coup of Egypt, a successful coup of Egypt knocks you out of that half.
Yep.
And there it is, the 5. So Lebanon pays off right away. Yes, sir, it was. Okay, well, do you think Rizzo's going to de-stall here?
I could see it. To Thailand, France, and Chile.
No, he doesn't. Oh, and Derek thrilled to see that. Wow.
Yep, that's a clear event now.
What a wow. Wow. Okay. And
Interesting turn one.
yeah, very interesting turn 1. And Derek with a monster of a hand here, turn 2. He's got 3 4-ups, including Marshall, with NATO unseen. He's got Vietnam, which would have been a problem card in Rizzo's hand, but in Derek's is no problem at all. He's got Duck as well, which could have denied Derek a coup. Yeah, this is a fantastic hand for
Yeah,
Derek.
this is
He
a lot
is
of firepower.
lot of good stuff here. Now Rizzo obviously could have decall, so even though he just lost D-stall, decall is around, and would give Asia Dom. Yeah, I like the Marshall headline. Yeah, and thought we might see that. Blockade is gone, and Derek's still with decent ops even after that purge.
Yep.
or doctrine, but against hunger, poverty,
De Gaulle and Suez gone as well, or at least in the discard, rather.
Of a working economy in the world so as to permit the emergence of political and social conditions in which free institutions can exist. Such assistance, I am convinced, must not be on a piecemeal basis as various crises develop.
Now, Defectors is in the discard, I believe. I believe Rizzo played it for ops turn one. So I don't know about you, Frank, but I think I would have headlined Decall if I had it over Purge. Probably would have headlined Decall and taken France and Thailand. Right? Would you headline Decall, go Algeria, Thailand, maybe South Africa, Laos, and then AR1, fill Thailand, take France with Purge?
Well, with the Marshall, it wouldn't have worked like that, right?
Oh, yes, true. You could, so he could have taken France.
But he could have still just took France.
But he could not have filled Thailand. You're right. Okay, so a big coup with NATO, and Rizzo does not hesitate in giving NATO, and so that's going to come back to bite him right away, as Derek will be able to play special for the event. Okay, well, that was rather ineffective, but I don't think Derek was hoping for anything there. Even a 6 just clears him out.
On April 4, 1949, the North Atlantic Treaty.
Interesting that Derek decided to take the coup there instead of taking Thailand.
The United Kingdom.
What did you think of that decision?
Denmark, Italy, Portugal, Iceland.
Yeah,
Canada,
I guess Derek's thinking Rizzo would have headlined Decall.
The letter and spirit of the United Nations Charter. The treaty
So opting to leave
Yeah.
Thailand empty.
is more than an absence of war, and they seek
Oh,
to promote
but
political
there
and
it is.
economic stability in the North Atlantic
Yeah,
area.
that's a better headline than
To
Purge.
ensure this, they
Did he go?
were
Oh,
willing
he
to
went
stand
all
together against
Southeast
the
Asia. Okay, that makes
Wow.
no sense.
One would be an attack
That
on
makes no
Israel.
sense with CIA gone.
Even with CIA around, it makes no sense.
Yes, correct.
All right, we'll see if that gets flipped with China right away.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna put 4 Decall into Southeast Asia. Yeah, this has to be a Thailand flip. Yeah, and I mean, no Algeria, that should have gone Algeria, Angola, Thailand, and then maybe Indonesia or Laos is fine. That doesn't make any sense at all. That doesn't make any sense at all.
This play, or are you still talking about the Decall?
No, this play. You have special. Frank, right? Am I missing something?
You're not
You just
missing
used
anything.
Comic-Con to put 2 into France, but you have special, which is NATO active.
Yeah, I mean, you would have wanted to overprotect France anyway, probably. But yeah, now it'll be double overprotected, which is a bit conservative.
Yeah. And you would want to save these two. You want to save these 2 ops for taking Libya before you score Middle East.
Yeah, you're right.
I think that had to be
Dubious
special.
play.
Okay, so let's look at Middle East is in Derek's hand, and he's going to probably now have to use his 4 op to take Libya. I mean, he doesn't have to. He could just score. Nasser's gone. He could just score the Middle East for -1 as long as Rizzo doesn't take Syria. In Asia, Rizzo now is up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 countries to 2. So looks like a pretty easy Asia dom for him. And then Derek is up in Europe with both de Gaulle and Suez gone. Okay, yep. And now Derek would like to have Comic-Con in his hand, which he could then use to take Libya. But he cannot do that. Instead, he has to now take Libya with US Japan.
What is Portugal doing for us, taking it so quickly?
Yeah, that seems odd. I mean, yes, there is 3 in Austria, and so a 4th there is still not good enough to stop Dom.
Correct.
So I'm not quite sure why we need Portugal.
Yeah, would you just well, okay, again, I think Derek realized this special event is coming, so yeah, no need to overprotect France.
So yeah, so Derek has the special event. Oh, okay, that could have been an event.
That could have been Saudi Arabia as well.
Yeah, that and Turkey doesn't do anything to change the domination situation. Even if you take Austria here, it doesn't change domination. Yeah, that play doesn't make sense. So yeah, Saudi would have been Dom there. Okay, and there goes containment, but Derek's not going to use containment because he's going to want his VPs. Okay, well now I think I'd use special in no no
Canada.
no. No no no. No no. Get special back in the deck. Yes, there we go. Get special back in the deck. Break Turkey is fine. This is fine.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. That's the right play.
Special relationship between the British Commonwealth and Empire and
Okay, Derek gets captured Nazi. Unfortunately, he does get Asia. He gets Bert the Turtle, which could be an interesting headline here. The rest of this hand is terrible. He's going to have to give up Asia, which right now is going to be 5. Rizzo has Europe. 5-year plan was seen, so we'll see if that gets redrawn. So Duck seems like a fine headline here, right? And CNS also seems like a fine headline. But I think I'd go with Duck and just hope we didn't see a redraw of either of the D cards. What about you, Frank?
I agree.
I think I like Duck and then captured Nazi AR1 if we can. Although Rizzo will probably either space himself on AR1 or he'll take Turkey. So Duck was unknown. Um, Korean War is unknown as well, but Vietnam, Romanian, CNS, and Asia are known. So Rizzo knows that Derek's hand sucks. He doesn't know quite how badly it sucks. But yeah, this is not gonna be a fun turn for Derek.
Yeah.
Now, as long as Derek doesn't get purged, he'll use blockade to get rid of Suckov. So he'll be able to space Korean War. He'll be able to event CNS for a couple of VPs in all likelihood. He's going to get 3 more VPs from Duck. So, okay, C5 is annoying because it hits, but it's not going to change the domination situation.
Yeah, just maybe overprotect Pakistan or just tap Korea.
Yeah, I think a second in Korea is fine. Yeah, overprotecting Pakistan's good. Putting one in India is good. mean, he knows Rizzo knows that Derek doesn't have Europe. So he must just have no other good choices.
Just did, friends, because every one of us must remember to do the same thing. That's what this film is all about. Duck and
now, if Rizzo has decal or destall, I expect we'd see it here.
Produced in cooperation with the Federal Civil Defense Administration and in consultation with the Safety Commission of the
You've been incorrect with our expectations before, though, so
you are correct.
may not want to rely on that too much.
You are correct, Frank. Romanian also had a bit of an annoying card in Derek's hand, but he can save it until Europe is scored. Derek's hand sucks. He may have to spend China just to get Europe dom, although I don't think he will. Maybe Rizzo trying to figure out how he can use Cambridge 5 to put an influence in South America, and it's not working, and he's wondering why. Okay, here's decal. Now will we see decal in Africa?
No. Wow. That just makes no sense.
Two decals and 0 into Africa. When Asia Dom was already locked up.
And we overprotected Indonesia.
Yeah, this is an extremely early Vietnam. I think I would. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. I mean, I would. I think I would have just used blockade to take Greece, but this seems fine to me. I guess this frees up Romanian.
Yes. Starting to think, even if we see a destall, will we see all the ops go into Southeast Asia with that one as well?
Okay, Rizzo gives up the fight. Derek will go up 13 VPs. Derek can dump Asia.
I'm gonna go for the flip and try to dodge the war.
This does tie up Asia in battlegrounds. Derek could use Sock Govs to take Japan, I guess. And just let the event go off with Europe scored.
Rizzo should just take India.
Yeah, Rizzo should just take India.
And that there are no international problems which men of goodwill cannot solve.
Take India and maybe put one op into Japan.
Oh, come on. And he hits the war. And Derek is a very sad man because that is two VPs on the war, two VPs on the battleground, two VPs for mill ops, and then another four VPs for the Dom. So I believe that was a 10 VP IP war hit. Is that accurate?
Two VPs for the China card swing as well, if you want to assign that some value.
Sure. Yeah. Call. Yeah. So a dozen VPs there. Oh. And the sad thing was, it was not a good play. That should have just been EEU into India to reestablish Dom.
Yeah.
Okay, Derek hits the space roll. Oh, and a Middle East redraw. Okay, so Derek, about 1 second ago, seems like just a minute ago, Derek was up 13 VPs. And now he is up 0. Okay, we got a nice hand here. Missile envy completely safe. No South America access, but some big ops here. Muslim's not free by any means, but it's not a disaster either, particularly with Middle East scored. Missile envy might pull something good. Marshall and NATO are gone. U.S. Japan in Derek's hand. I believe we saw Purge turn 2, but not turn 3. So lots of good stuff that this could pull. Ironically, getting a coup is not that valuable here.
Yeah, just no targets if you
Yeah.
don't decall into Africa at all.
Yeah. So mission accomplished by Rizzo if the goal was to make sure Derek didn't get any coup targets here. I mean, Rizzo realistically should have Africa control.
Probably, yeah.
Or at the very least, he should have 4 battlegrounds.
Yep.
So NTB in Derek's hand. Could see the 4s out there. There's two red 4s. There's Purge and there's ABM. Any of those would be obviously great hits. Beyond that, of course, would be looking at a 3 op, and there's plenty of 3s that would be misses. But any of the 4s would be good here for Derek.
Oh,
That's a
red
nice,
three.
yeah. That suggests a terrible hand on Rizzo's part.
Yeah, I don't mind that play at all.
So to Mexico for sure. And Colombia is a little weird, but with the ops that you have and that Rizzo clearly doesn't have, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. One of my first thoughts after seeing this hand was honestly dumping NTB all into Colombia or a crazy play like that.
Yeah.
But the expected value is I think we should win the coup war in Colombia if one does emerge.
Yeah, and this makes Rizzo think very hard about just going, two Mexico or one in each of the battlegrounds and then cooing one and being done. So now we might see one in each battleground and a coup of Colombia.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do.
Or one in each battleground and dumping the scoring. No, obviously he can't. He's got
Oh,
missile envy. He can't dump the scoring. Okay. So he decides to take Panama, which I kind of like. So now Derek can go into Venezuela. So I don't know. I don't know about you, Frank. I would put three in Venezuela and one in Mexico. I like this plan.
Yep. I like it.
So now we're very sad if Rizzo has brush and he hits it. But yeah, having to coup that without a four and maybe without a three in hand is not great. So Rizzo may have to content himself with a low op coup on Mexico, and then Derek will be the first one into South America. So the Colombia play looks like it's going to pay off.
Yeah, of course, Rizzo could reach for the China card, but that's probably not worth it. Though it could be.
Yeah, reaching for China is a little bit of a desperate play here, but it's not crazy. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Had salt. Didn't want to give up salt. All right. So he goes to four. So Derek will be able to take that back. And yeah, I guess he didn't want to give up salt because um, he knew. I mean, the issue that applied to Rizzo knew that Derek wasn't going to coup with that three op, so probably wasn't that worried about that, and didn't want to give up a card like salt, raise DEFCON up, allow for cooing in Southeast Asia and a bunch of chaos. But okay, Rizzo takes a three up coup in Mexico, and Derek just takes it back. And now we'll see if Rizzo has a power card. He's not playing like a man who has a power card.
Yeah, if you have brush here, you brush Venezuela.
Yeah, you're not even thinking about it. I know if JR had brush, he'd brush Venezuela and roll a three.
Well, at least in that situation, you can console yourself because you had no clean brush target anyway.
Yeah.
So you can't say, oh, if I went for the other battleground, it would have worked.
Yes, that's true.
Our goal is not the victory of might.
I might have been afraid enough of brush that I would have used my other four op and gone three Mexico, one Brazil. Um, but Rizzo not playing like somebody who has it, and obviously Rizzo does not have ABM.
Yep.
So
Another good four-op play would have been to get into Angola, just in case Rizzo has a Portuguese or South African unrest.
yes, that is a good point. Yeah, Brazil would have been good. Angola would have been good.
Yeah, because he very well could have those events, because Liberation was also a great headline.
Yeah. So Liv's a good headline. Allende would be a great play here. Portuguese would be a great play here. South African would be a great play here. Brush would be good. But if Rizzo doesn't have any of those, what the heck is he doing? He has no access anywhere. Even though he drew D-stall and D-call twice, he has no access anywhere.
Yeah, you just start cooing Colombia, I guess. You have nothing better to do. Yeah, now Derek is scared of Brush.
Yep.
Gonna
And this
take
is all
Brazil
fine. I
first.
like this. Alliance could turn out to be a big could turn out to be a big number here.
Could be.
We'll see how aggressive Derek is in South America, whether he wants to go into Uruguay or if he just is satisfied with the top two. And obviously, Derek not going to event alliance because he just played it for ops.
So now what do you do if you're Rizzo? Do you start crawling down Ecuador and Peru to just try to get to Chile?
Yeah, I mean, what he doesn't have any better use of his ops. What are you going to do? Fill Israel? That's Middle East just scored. You could fill India, but that's scored. You could fill Southeast Asian countries. You can spend four ops for two VPs. That doesn't seem like a good trade. Okay, now we're using China. Oh my
Wow.
goodness. Okay.
I did not see
Well,
this coming.
okay. He needs a huge roll here. Needs to beat Derek's roll by three. Okay. So Derek just going to go ahead and retake that. And interesting, Derek is not going to use U.S. Japan here. He's just going to give Muslim without a second thought. You surprised by that?
I am, yeah.
That seems a little weird. Derek has double space, and U.S. Japan is not a particularly valuable event. It's not going to change the domination situation. Asia has already scored, even if it did. He doesn't have to worry about missile envy stealing U.S. Japan. Why would Derek do that?
Could have just a sick read that Rizzo has and is forced to play Sadat.
I guess. I guess. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
especially with Camp David being invented by Rizzo earlier in the turn, that seems to push me away from playing Muslim even more.
yeah.
Okay, a bit odd, but all the ops did useful things at least.
Yes. Yes. The four op was good there. Um, yeah, it was just bizarre. I mean, I don't think I would. I don't. Given how all we had to do, I don't think I would have double spaced this turn, but I certainly would have kept that as a possibility.
Yeah.
Okay, so Derek still needs mill ops. He doesn't have a great coup card here. Oh, and there's central. Okay, so he does have central. He gets it off for even. Derek now can get into. Why do we need to do that now? Why do we need to do that now? Why don't we just
Yeah,
get
we
into
should have got
Argentina
into
now?
Argentina first.
That is fine. I mean, it's a fine play, but it seems like it could have waited, right?
Came to the throne
Yep.
in 1927, he's been in the forefront of European news. He was then a boy of 6, having succeeded King Ferdinand after Carol had been exiled. 3 years later, Michael's father returned to Romania and was proclaimed king.
And I guess with everything, well, okay, now we don't even have a target anymore, but we would have been okay bleeding a VP from
Now
Millops,
19 years old, and the next piece of dramatic
just
news was his
given
arrest for
everything we have to
provocation.
do in terms of filling up
See him here later.
South America
The Russians celebrated
and
Yeah,
in honor of the
maybe
Sultan
more
of
ops into Africa as well.
yeah.
This
So
year he came to London because his Princess
I guess
Elizabeth
Derek's going to event
recent
Bear
marriage with
Trap.
Princess Anne of Bourbon-Parma was announced only a short
Oh,
time
okay.
before his embassy.
Okay, Frank. Okay, Frank. You called it. Okay, now Derek is going to set up a Dom in South. Second and Angola is fine. Yeah, Bear Trap AR7 is fine. Bear Trap event AR7 is fine, but Bear Trap for ops,
Yeah, just
getting one
taking
into
Algeria
Chile.
and go Cameroon or something. That's
Yeah.
also
Oh, yes, Algeria, Cameroon. I was thinking getting one into Chile is good. So, so a coup in Argentina doesn't get you out of both.
yeah.
But yeah, maybe one Chile. What's this going to do? Okay, well, Truman was free. Okay, wow.
Okay.
Very nice hand for Derek. He gets green and ABM, and no real problems. So this seems like just a nice, easy green headline.
Can't argue with that.
So Derek will get, okay, Purge is not that awful here. Yeah, I think this is just a two-op coup, right?
Yeah, coup
Protect
independent.
Argentina.
Yep.
It's just a nice, easy two-op coup of Panama. Yeah, and then Panama event here is quite reasonable on his AR1. Now, if Derek's worried about Brush, he could he could go into Chile, but he doesn't have a good two-op play to do that with. I think just Panama event seems fine.
Yep.
Don't you?
I like the event a lot here.
Also has the side effect of preventing a jam of Venezuela.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is great. Now, Derek doesn't have a great use of the China card here. I don't know what you are thinking, Frank, but I would try to double space here. Spacing Quagmire and Cultural seems pretty good
Yes.
under Purge.
Absolutely.
So if Rizzo's got Brush, we'll see it now, and Derek will then counter it with ABM if it succeeds. Um, Otherwise, we'll see if Rizzo has other cards to annoy Derek, which chief among them would be South African Unrest. Again, folks, if you're just joining us, decall was seen on turn 2 and then again on turn 3. And yet this is what and we have not seen BOA. And yet this is what Africa looks like. Also saw D-stall on turn 1.
Yep. So that's in the deck somewhere.
Yep. Now, the way this is going, I guess, I mean, this is an ABM for ops situation if the board doesn't change much, even under
Yes.
Purge. ABM could be used to take Chile, could be used to take Egypt and Libya. But I would space Quagmire. I would space Cultural. We could hold Kennedy, or we could play Kennedy for ops and hold ABM, or we could play China and hold both. Um,
Doesn't look like Rizzo is going to have that annoying card. So yeah, if you have no real play, what do you do?
so what's Rizzo going to do? Go into Israel and then try and go Egypt, Libya, get it to Algeria that way? Is he going to just jam Panama? Uh, Even though Central has scored, he doesn't have access to France to jam that, and West Germany and Italy are overprotected. India needs filling, so there is that. But obviously, Rizzo wants to make headway in the unscored regions, and he has no mechanism by which to do that.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you
And we're going to play OPEC for ops.
Oh my God. Three Ecuador.
OPEC is a fine event for 3VP. Frank, I pride myself on trying to provide insightful commentary for the community. Um, I like doing the ARZ. I call games on my own channel. I do guest commentary for JR. I do guest commentary for you guys, but I don't know what to say here. Uh, I, I don't know what to say here. Uh, this is just we got weird, wild stuff happening. Okay, Derek playing China, which I really don't like. But yes, I don't. Derek didn't need to play China there. I guess he wants to get cultural out of the deck,
Yeah,
but I
he's
would have been
not
fine
down
hanging
the
on to
double
China and
space
spacing
route.
it. But okay, maybe Derek wants to hold both Kennedy and ABM.
Yeah, that must be it.
Oh, D-Rock's got his cubbies on.
Yes, and I was supposed to be at that game too.
Aren't you having more fun doing this?
Of course.
Good gracious. Okay. Okay, space of Nixon. There, that makes sense. Although I would have gotten that out first and gone Ecuador with that instead of OPEC. Derek spaces Quagmire in the event we're about to see one small step. Okay. So Derek needs to fill Algeria. He'll want to fill South Africa. He'll want to fill Egypt and Libya. He just wants to get cultural out of the deck.
So he has six ops still, so I think he can accomplish everything.
Oh,
So yep.
okay. What?
What?
Just jack up DEFCON to 5 and get a couple of coups, get a coup in Africa. Okay, Algeria seems better, but this is fine.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, at least coup Costa Rica or Uruguay.
Maybe he really wants to get an arms race off.
That could be it, yeah.
Frank, I just remembered I have a food in the oven, so I'm afraid I'm gonna. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
get that before it burns.
Oh my goodness, 90-minute clocks too, huh? Okay, gunman. Where did that go? I missed it.
It went into Jordan. That's
Okay.
exactly what I was expecting to hear in response to what I said.
Yep. Okay. Obviously, it went into Jordan. Destall turn one, decall turn two, decall turn three. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Derek with three ops left. He's clearly holding Kennedy and ABM. So we'll see one Algeria here, and then I assume Derek will take Africa Dom on AR-7 with Brezhnev, right?
Yes.
If Rizzo goes Israel here, we may Derek probably will need to take Egypt on AR-6, and then but that's fine. Brezhnev can just go Algeria Saharan on AR-7. Okay, UN for ops. Okay, Derek puts summon into Egypt, which makes perfect sense. Now I wonder if we'll see Rizzo break Egypt, which would be a fine play. Derek probably wants to just Derek might just ignore that and go Algeria Saharan, set up Africa Dom. Okay, 5-year plan realigns.
You said that as if that was a normal play, but it was strange.
Yes, realigning at -2, even when the event is not going to, even hitting really is not going to do anything. Okay. Okay, pretty nice hand for Derek. It's Junta. Still
Yep.
haven't seen Brush. Suez is a little bit annoying, as is Portuguese, as is South African, but Derek happy to have those cards in his hand instead of in Rizzo's. 5-year plan is gone, so if Rizzo has why ABM? Are we cooing Thailand?
I mean,
I,
I
I
guess
guess
you would have
Junta
went
can't
Junta,
Junta
but
can lower DEFCON, but really you're just cooing Panama or Mexico, which you already have. So okay, ABM is the only card that really does anything. You could headline Kennedy, but I guess you want to hang on to it to try and hit Southeast Asia.
yeah, ABM is fine.
ABM is fine. Yeah, I guess you're just going to coup Thailand with it. I guess I was thinking of save ABM. You use Junta to protect Africa, then save ABM for a coup back in Africa if you get couped there anyway. But this is fine. ABM also means you're almost certainly getting arms race off. Okay, here's D stall. And so now you could place with ABM. And it's in Nigeria, so you can't destall there. Yeah, I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, now D-Stall does next to nothing. There are no battleground. India, Israel, Cuba are the only battlegrounds that are open. Okay,
Yeah,
so you were
this is
right.
great.
You are right, Frank. ABM was a great headline. So now Rizzo will get a coup in Africa, but Derek will get a coup back.
Yeah. Never forget about the flexibility to play ops in the headline that ABM offers you.
Yeah, yeah. And I was thinking about a Thailand coup, but this is much better than whatever Junta was going to do. So Junta would have protected the rest of Africa, but it would have conceded Nigeria and Libya.
So depending on where these D-stall ops go, we might see double decall and D-stall not go any ops into Africa.
Yeah,
Although I suspect at least Rizzo will take a non-battleground of some sorts.
yeah. So where would you go?
Yeah.
One Cuba,
Yep.
clearly.
Zimbabwe just to get access to try
Yeah,
to Zaire with the three op.
yeah. Zimbabwe is not bad. So Cuba, Zimbabwe, Israel. I don't know. Yeah, Kennedy's not bad here. South African, Portuguese, Suez, Che. None of them are game breaking by any means, but they're all annoying. So Kennedying this hand would not be bad at all.
Yep.
To especially to if you're because you can look for your two scorings. Now, of course, you could also hit Southeast, but that's going to score anyway, unless it comes turn 7 and we hold Kennedy. So yeah, I would be fine Kennedying away everything, really everything except arms race, and Huta here. Now we're gonna have to see. I have to think Rizzo will coup in Africa, and then
There will counter coup.
my play if I were Rizzo, I think would be the Zimbabwe play you mentioned. I go Zimbabwe, I coup Nicaragua, Derek coups Nicaragua back, and then I flip Zaire with China to avoid getting controlled in Africa.
Nigeria, right?
Oh, sorry. I guess I was thinking Zaire. So yeah, sorry. Go Zimbabwe, coup Nigeria, Derek coups Nigeria back, and then you can flip Zaire with the China card from Zimbabwe,
Yeah,
and then
that play seems to get you the most you can in Africa.
yeah, you could go Ivory Coast as well. All right, here we go. Finally, Botswana. Okay, and here's Brush for the event. Yeah, I don't know why you brush before.
I saw one of those D-style ops seemingly go into Europe. So he
Maybe
went two
it went into
Botswana, one Zimbabwe. Where did the fourth go?
maybe Poland because he's got to give up the Pope. I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been Poland.
Okay. Well, Derek trying to make Southeast Asia less terrible, and he goes ahead and rolls a 1 for his troubles. Now, me personally, I think I would have Kennedy'd right there. Right? You still have Africa control. You have the opportunity to Kennedy away these bad cards and maybe get your scorings. What do you think of that, Frank?
That's reasonable. I like the coup into Lao as well, though.
Yeah. So yeah, the Lao coup is fine. Obviously, you want to roll anything but a one there. It's not going to matter for Asia domination, but of course, Southeast Asia is still to come. Yep, he did go one Poland.
Okay.
Но посмеетесь, когда мы, знаете, обгоним вас и скажем: господа капиталисты, до свидания, наш поезд сюда идет. Пожалуйста, за нами.
So just coup in Africa, right? I mean, I guess you could take Lao back.
I mean, there's a good chance he has one of the scorings, so
Yes.
coup something.
Somebody coup something. All right. Big old two-op coup.
Into Zaire. Well, Derek can't counter coup that.
Yeah, that's
That's
actually a little bit of an annoying roll because now you can't coup that back.
Before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
Maybe you Kennedy now. Maybe you Kennedy now. Give up another coup and then take I don't know. That's a weird. Yeah, yeah. I think I like this.
Yeah, I think I like it
You
too.
gotta give up a oh, you're gonna give up arms race? That's a guilt-free three.
Really wants his scorings, I
Really
guess.
desperate to draw those scorings. Oh, and it works out for him because the last card he draws is South America.
Ask not.
Great play by Derek getting rid of a guilt-free three-op with Kennedy. No notes. Now that said, he has no ops here. De Gaulle is an empty AR. Um, Willie, well, I guess so. I guess he's going to use
Willie
Willie to
is
take Zaire or coup Zaire if Rizzo takes it here. Okay, so Derek in line for some serious VPs.
yeah, despite everything that's happened, Soviets with the two op or sorry, two VP lead still in turn six.
All right, yeah, it's about to change. So, hey, if something crazy happens, Derek gets Africa control off for 10, South America for 8, space for 2. He's on the doorstep of winning the game.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
Southeast Asia still has to come. Okay, just going to try another coup, this time in Angola, and he hits this one, but barely. So this will just be Willie into Zaire. Oh, and that's a nice hit with Own
yeah.
It.
That makes the auto victory 20 VP more plausible.
See, Frank, now let me know what you think about this. I personally, if I see Warsaw turn 6, I like to leave it in as the US because I want Warsaw coming turn 7. I do not want to have to worry about Warsaw the whole late war. I want Warsaw coming turn 7, and either my opponent has to play it for ops or event it, or I get it and maybe I can space it. And then whatever happens, it's gone for the game. Do you think that's too cute? What do you think about that?
I think it depends on the situation, right? If Europe control is going to be one of your routes towards victory, you're thinking that's, I think, exactly what you should do. But if the board is as good as it is for Derek now, I think getting rid of it's fine as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think Euro control is not really going to matter here. That's not Derek's path to victory. He's got 2 dominations on the board. He's about to score a control in South America. He should be about to put 14 VPs on the board. He can probably space De Gaulle, or maybe just trigger De Gaulle and get it out. Or he could hold it. And then I would hold Junta, though, with the way South America looks. Get OAS back in the deck.
Yeah.
And
I do think it's worth kind of reminding people that, yeah, if you get Omid on turn 6, it might not be an auto discard of a red card. Maybe you actually want to consider when the timing would be if, that comes in the late war, and keep deck.
Yeah, another thing I like to do is I like to discard defectors if I see it on turn 6, because I don't want defectors coming turn 7 and then my opponent knows where it is. I want my opponent worrying about it for the entire late war.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so Derek scores his Dom in Africa, turn the VP track blue. He's about to pick up 8 more in South America. Allende is gone. Junta in Derek's hand, Brush, ABM gone. So nothing that Rizzo can do to stop Derek's control.
Except the more very heroic realigns in Venezuela that worked.
I wasn't going to say it, but yes. Okay, oh, and there goes Nuke subs to space. Misses on the roll. Okay, and now here's another quick 8. So Derek up to 9 now into War Games territory. Frank, do you remember the status of Fidel? I want to say it is around and in the deck. Is that correct?
That sounds accurate, yes. I believe Rizzo played it for Ops on turn 2.
Yeah. Okay. There's the Pope. The Gaul can go to space, but it can also just be used. Yeah, I like this. I am a fan of this play, just getting it out of the deck so we can't get surprised by it in the late war. Then I think, and then I think OAS can just be used for 1-op to get it back in the deck, and then we hold Junta. Could even just overprotect France with OAS if you wanted to be really conservative about it. Guatemala or Nicaragua with Fidel coming might make more sense. I think this is going to be active. What about you, Frank?
I think so, yes.
No. Just use this for 1-op. Get it back in the deck. Okay. All right. All right. Defectors known in Derek's hand.
Another hand with some pretty good ops.
Oh, also, Oh, yes, I could have easily been used to take Lao. That would have been a reasonable play. Lao was just sitting there open.
Yep. Southeast did get discarded, but yeah, Lao will
Yes.
still be worth the VP at some point.
And Max Goldman just started his stream on of a Western League game. So if you're inclined to take in more Twilight Struggle, go on. You can tune into that one as well as this one. Obviously, double screen. So yeah, Derek with a known defectors in his hand must not be scared of anything Rizzo might headline. Yeah, South African unrest is mildly annoying. What's 5-year plan going to pull? It's going to pull NORAD,
Oh,
which is already
it's somewhat
active.
useful.
Yes. Now, Derek, unfortunately for his part, he gets We Will Bury You, also gets Korean War. So he's going to clearly have to trigger Fidel. He'll space one of the war, and We Will Bury You, hold the other.
Constructed in order to provide a protected command and control facility.
What officials ultimately did is they built a fortress inside of the mountain.
It truly is an amazing feat of engineering. It is a wonder of the world.
Now, what's NORAD going to do, though?
Yeah, you're not really set up to take advantage of it.
Could be maybe Poland. But even then, with again, Warsaw is unknown. And now Warsaw could be anywhere, as opposed to us knowing where it is. So Poland is not that great. Thailand is already double overprotected. So not going to do much there. I guess it's going to Israel, because that's a country we'll want to take anyway.
Our goal is not the victory of might, but the vindication of right.
Yeah, or I mean, Thailand still makes sense, right? Because
Yep.
the next NORAD you get would actually break it.
Here in this hemisphere, and we hope around the world. God willing, that goal will be achieved.
Or not break it, but I guess get it in range of flipping if you at least have the China card.
Yep. Okay. And he's just going to try a coup in Brazil. He'll miss. There goes NORAD. So South Africa, or yeah, that's fine, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think you're jamming ops into it. You're just being annoying. So I
Yeah.
think that's fine.
I think US, Japan. Okay, you're going to go. Yeah, I guess you don't have to take Brazil back right away. You can take it with you can take Brazil with junta and coup Colombia with it, so that your two influence from junta actually does something.
They're taking
Taking back South Africa.
walking into real lines. I think I would have considered just jamming Japan in Angola.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been reasonable. And obviously it is turn 7, so when you US Japan, you may have to actually take Japan.
Yep.
But it's also unlikely to decide domination.
Yes, unless Derek wins a hero IP war.
Yep, and Matt's not on the dice
That's
tonight.
not on the dice. So what are we doing with this VOA?
I think we're just being annoying on AR7. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's it going to do? Angola, North Korea.
Yeah, I mean, we own so much of the mid-war board that there's not even too much we can do to cause annoyance, it seems like. But yeah,
Yeah.
Angola, Korea are the seemingly two obvious targets.
Yeah, Rizzo already doesn't have access to anything, so you can't take away access.
Exactly, yeah.
I guess if I'm Derek, I'd be looking to get my Fidel realigns out of the way as soon as possible before Nicaragua or Haiti gets cooed.
Yep, that should be prioritized if possible.
Rizzo has shown an inclination to realign tonight, and yet, here in a perfect realign situation, he does not do that. Okay.
So threw a lot of ops into Poland.
Double overprotects Poland. I'm pretty sure Solidarity is not in his hand. Yeah, this is fine.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Frank, say something.
Yeah, it was we do need to get Milops still, so I guess we're cooing with shuttle.
Hey, Salt. Gonna
Starts with the
realign,
-2 realigns instead of the even in Venezuela.
or just friggin' just trigger it.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
presumably these will go better.
yeah, okay, yeah, there we
Yes.
go.
Guatemala seems fine.
Yep, yep. Just pick one, Derek.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you deserve to. You deserve that, Derek.
Los que no pueden perdonarlo los imperialistas la dignidad, la entereza, el valor, la firmeza ideológica, el espíritu de sacrificio y el espíritu revolucionario del pueblo de Cuba. Eso es lo que no pueden perdonarnos, que estemos ahí en sus narices.
Laos still open.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, if Derek takes Lao, Malaysia, Philippines, all of a sudden Southeast Asia is just -2. Okay. Well, here we go with China. Maybe this is just going to take all those countries. Okay. Well, Derek deserves that. Uh, okay. All right. So Derek Space's Korean War, that's gone forever. So he's successfully spaced it 3 times this game. So good for him. Sometimes the old Space Korean War turn 1 works out great.
Yeah, the realign of Angola was pretty greedy, wasn't it? I
Yes,
guess
yes, it
I
was.
guess he does deserve that.
Now, if it were at 2-1, I would have been okay with it to prevent the flip, but the flip was already prevented. All right, will Rizzo get headline peak? He will not. Derek should just junta now into Brazil, right? And then coup Colombia. Or Guatemala is fine. Now, he does need mill ops, and this isn't going to get it.
Yeah.
But
So
this is still fine.
yeah, so shuttle will coup the other
Yeah.
target that Junta did not coup. Maybe you'll try a shuttle coup of Botswana. Try to
Yeah, that's not
protect South
crazy.
Africa a bit. I suppose the good news is we have another target for our VOA, right, in Angola, because at the beginning of the term there was only one Soviet op there, but now we
Yep.
will be taking two Soviet ops from there. Yeah, to Angola, to North Korea still.
Real lines with puppets when Derek can just literally go right back in.
Yeah, you should have, I guess, invented that first if you were going to go for those real lines.
Okay, let's just get a coup in. Either one is fine.
Taking the sure thing.
Yep, and he rolled a 2, so good choice.
Fine.
I guess what? Yeah, you could take a couple Angola, you could take North Korea. I would take I like the idea of taking maybe one out of Iraq and or Saudi Arabia to flip over domination in the Middle East temporarily if we can get the scoring turn 8.
Yeah.
Angola's fine.
You could do two Thailand and then NORAD gets you in range of
Oh, that's true.
taking it.
That's true. I don't think Derek wants to give up China with the with gunmen still around. But
Right.
yeah, NORAD could flip Thailand. That could be important.
Yeah, I think I'm just doing North Korea though.
Yeah. Okay. And we'll get a coup in Zimbabwe, which should have been Cameroon.
Yes, definitely should have been Cameroon. Access to two unprotected, non-overprotected one stabs.
Yep. This is fine. This is fine.
This is a voice speaking
He
to
did two
America.
Angola. Where else?
Two Angola, two Thailand.
Thailand. Yep.
This is fine.
Our voices are coming to you
War
from
games.
New York, across the Atlantic Ocean to London,
Yes.
from where they are relayed to you in Germany.
Today,
You will soon be released to eat whatever's cooking in your oven.
daily at
Please
this
no
time, we
Aldrich.
shall speak to you
Um,
about
okay.
the war. The news may be good.
So we're going to headline Europe
We shall tell you the
when
truth.
Reformer headline gives Rizzo Dom. Okay. All right, we have to
Yeah,
just get out of the quagmire.
a bit reckless with that Europe headline.
Yeah, because I think Reformer into West Germany, France, and the two Mediterranean countries. I believe Rizzo has Finland, so that would have been a 10-point swing.
Produces backwardness because it does such violence to the spirit, thwarting the human.
And Reformer, a very reasonable headline for Rizzo.
To worship.
But Quagmire is fine too.
Could still see Aldrich.
Yep. No, it's not crazy. Okay. Derek needs to get out of the trap. He does. Okay, Rizzo needs Aldrich.
Or a 9 VP play.
Yeah, Asia is not going to do it. So he needs Aldrich or Terror hitting War Games. That's not going to do it. All right. Derek gets the victory, a much needed win against Rizzo the Rat. Rizzo falls to 0-3. And this one is mercifully at an end.
I think I missed him.
Yeah, weird, isn't it? Yeah. Love to. How about global thermo?
Okay, folks. Thank you for tuning into this one. It certainly was an interesting one. Saw some interesting plays we haven't seen before. But Derek gets a much needed win to stay above 500 in Midwest League and put himself in good position for the playoffs. Rizzo falls to 0-3. But that is going to do it for our coverage of Twilight Struggle. For Frank Zhang, this is Justin Abramson. That was something, but now it's done. So long, everybody.